Hi guys, so here is the first 2 days of my tongue piercing healing, and I know that this happened in January and it is almost June now. Sorry. But this is when I'm finally actually getting it done, the editing of it. And I figured this is good because kind of I'll go through the first week of my healing, and then at the end of that I can do kind of a wrap-up video of how things have been since, what have I changed, what have, I went through cycles of some different piercings, and I think I've kind of finally found what works for me, so I'll definitely kind of do an update of that at the end of the week, but it's going to be split up into probably 3 videos, so this is just the first 2 days, which I guess are the most interesting, maybe. You get to see my actual piercing, and then also kind of the immediate aftercare and how I kind of didn't do that good of a job at the immediate aftercare. And you get to see me drool and talk really funny, so I hope that's what you're into. But yeah, enjoy if you like this kind of shit. I know I do, so maybe someone out there does too. So here is just a nice final shot of my tongue pre-piercing, and I'm not going to bother with too much of the actual footage of the piercing because there's a lot of me just looking super dead in the eyes, and I guess I was kind of too weirded out to move at all, so I look just kind of awfully like I'm staring into an abyss. But getting the piercing done itself honestly didn't really hurt. It was a little bit of pressure, a little awkward getting the needle out and the actual piercing in. And thank you to the cameraman for the thumbs up. And yeah, so when he took the little thing out, you can see a little bit of blood, and my saliva is super sticky, which he commented on, which is why I started laughing. This feels really weird. I feel like I'm going to swallow it. The actual, piercing itself was, weird and, a little bit of pain, but it really wasn't that bad. Now it's just kind of sore, and the bar is really long, so it's, awkward. And I'm salivating a lot. But, yeah, I'm now headed back to work, so it's going to be a fun rest of the day. So it is just past 7 now, and I'm still at work, so I got it done at 3. And we've been dancing and stuff because we're practicing for a performance for a New Year's party. No, that sounds kind of crazy, but because of that, I'm kind of lightheaded because I had some watermelon juice, but I haven't really had anything else to eat. And I didn't, so I'm quite hungry. I'm not leaving work yet, but my one of my students is going downstairs to grab herself food, and is just gonna grab me some juice to hold me over until I'm actually able to leave, and then I'm gonna go home and eat probably the soup that I prepared day before. My tongue is starting to be swollen a little bit. And so that's annoying. It's so kind of, it's sore under here, little web part of my tongue feels sore. I feel okay, but very tired, and once I've eaten something, I'll probably take some Advil, which hopefully makes me feel a little bit better. It's weird because the way that it swells, so it swells, but then the point part is no longer pointing. See, I can't point my tongue out, which is really weird. Hi guys, so I just got home from work. It's about 10 o'clock, I think. I think it's a combination of me actually consuming something and the fact that I took some Advil. And I feel like the swelling's actually gone down quite a bit. I feel a lot more comfortable. I feel like the piercing, where the piercing is itself, kind of almost feels numb now. I feel like my tongue as a whole is sore. Especially the top and the bottom where the barbell, where the balls are hitting, but the piercing itself, if I were to move the bar up and down, I don't really feel anything. So I just ate a big bowl of soup, and I feel not the fullest I could be, but I'm fine. I'm gonna be able to go to sleep at least. It kind of was okay. I feel like it definitely eating anything irritated it, which means I'm happy to, I feel like drinking is a little easier, so like juices will be easier to consume. And then I rinsed it out with water, and I did like a salt water rinse. Like right after I ate, there was like a little bit of an orange, it was like a butternut squash, no, pumpkin, sweet potato, some sort of squash and sweet potato soup, so my tongue did look a little orangish. But drank water and then did a salt water rinse, and now I'm going to make attempts at brushing my teeth. Take some more Advil and go to bed. Hi guys, so it's morning of day 2, and I slept fairly well. I don't know if you can still see, but I got like little like marks on my tongue from my teeth because my tongue is a little bit swollen, so in my mouth it like sits and swollen. I basically this morning I didn't take more Advil yet because I haven't eaten anything yet. It's about 9 o'clock. And I'm gonna go to work and I have stuff there I can eat. Basically, I'm drinking a lot of juice because it's easy. And then take some Advil. Hopefully that will help the swelling go down. I feel like I'm getting used to it a lot more, but it's still sore. I feel like the tip of my tongue is sore, and then like the places the balls are resting is sore, and that's just like pretty much. Like otherwise, it's just swollen. I feel like I sound a little bit better. Like things that start with an S sound weird, but like we will see how it goes though. As you can see, it's quite swollen. So we had this work dinner thing, and you can see me kind of trying to shove things into the side of my mouth. And so that I was able to eat pretty easily that night, but I did end up having a little bit to drink, and so you'll see the repercussions of me drinking later. Okay, so I'm freezing and in my bed, and it's nighttime, but I'm going to finally update day 2, and basically, I messed up in most of the ways that you could possibly mess up. So we had this big dinner thing for work. This was, like more than maybe 200 people, 150 to 200 people. And there's a lot of food, a lot of toasting people, and by toasting people, I mean, like, it's very difficult to not drink anything. I managed for most of the time. I decided to have a glass of wine, and I was like, this will be fine. Sorry. I can't stop myself. That was fine, and then, like, I was eating stuff, and I was fine with eating. Like, it wasn't that bad. I started, like, to irritate the top of my tongue a little bit. I don't know if I sound, or how much worse I sound right now. But afterwards, my coworkers and I then went out for more drinks, and like, because I'm not supposed to have alcohol, I spent most of the night drinking water, but I ended up having a drink or two. So then my tongue got pretty swollen, and I'll show you. So it's pretty swollen right now. I just very thoroughly washed it, and I got mouthwash that I don't know if it's alcohol-free or not because I can't read labels. But I diluted it and used that. And now, like, basically just, like, right at that hole and right in there where, like, the bottom ball sits are irritated. But the rest of it's not that bad. It's just swollen. But, I made all of the mistakes I could have made, almost. And so now I'm just thinking, what is going to happen tomorrow? Ibuprofen. I've been taking ibuprofen all day. And so I didn't feel that bad, and my tongue wasn't as swollen. And so that was also, like, throughout the progression of the night, then I wasn't taking ibuprofen anymore, and I think that made a big difference. Probably made it even more swollen. And I decided to, take some again. I actually took Advil PM, so that I can hopefully sleep well, and I will update you tomorrow. Hopefully the tongue doesn't just fall off. That's just obviously what's gonna happen. I wanted to tell you that I have just a little white dot. It's hard to tell, but it's just like a flap of skin, like something like as if like the needle went through, but like didn't get the whole thing off. My tongue is definitely irritated, and I'm gonna try to talk as little as possible tomorrow. You can probably tell that I'm like sounding worse and worse as I'm going along, because it's just getting more and more uncomfortable to talk the longer I talk. I'm already in love with it though. But tomorrow I'm going to be more rigid, and I don't have anything else like that that's going to happen for a while. So I'm going to be pretty rigid about, like, just drinking things for all of the next couple days. Talk to you tomorrow. So thanks for watching my first 2 days of having my tongue pierced. When I watch it, I can't believe how, like, first, how ridiculous I sounded. Second, how different my hair was back then. And third, just, like, it feels like such a part of me at this point that I've had it for so long that it's kind of crazy, like, looking back on when I first got it done. So thanks for watching and, you know, taking this tongue stabby journey with me. And definitely, if you want to see the rest of this series, tune into that. Subscribe maybe if you'd rather be seeing stuff about veganism or living abroad or traveling. Living in China specifically, most of my videos are about that. This is kind of a unique thing that I'm just trying out because I don't know. So hope you liked it. Thanks.